Alright guys, welcome back to Ralph's house. We're working on the berry mill down in Rome, Georgia, and we're just going to make this thing, we're still fighting it. I got to get more foliage behind that wheel because it's got it, and I've got to get that in there. I need to darken, so this is too flat, needs more other colors to change, add that. I'm just going to paint and keep until I get the background what I want. All this is nothing. The wheel, the mill, it's just there. We're working to get what we want with the background and then come forward. So let's see if we can do this. Now I'm starting off, I had to clean because if you saw the last series, I had to clean this up a little bit. Got my yellow ochre, burnt sienna, phthalo green, sap green, ultramarine blue, and some raw umber. And those are just kind of good foliage, background colors, and let's see if we can make something work here. Get some water on my brush. Get down here, I'm going to grab some of this raw umber right here, got a good bit of that. A little bit of my ultramarine blue, get those two kind of mixed together there. But it gives you a dark color that stays pretty transparent. And let's get, again, I'm not worried about the wheel, we're going to lose it anyway. I'll come back to it. But I do have to get, there's more foliage back in here, more trees right back in there. I want that effect. Well, that's part of what makes this meal so unique is the way all this grows up in here. The way that sunlight kind of coming down through it, because it's on a hillside, it's right here behind it. And so I'm just going to paint it in here. We'll catch the wheel back later. We're not going to lose the wheel. Grab that, we got a tree kind of growing out this way, and the foliage off of it. And a limb coming across this way, cut across that tree, and just try to cut in some more trees, some more foliage back here in this background. And get some leaves up here in this area. So we got all that good light back in there. Let's get some leaves in here and back into here. Carry some of that color on over here to the rest of the picture. Just kind of scroll your brush. Now I'm bad about doing this, guys. I'm just not afraid to put paint on there because I'll come back to it. But let's get it. I needed that dark back here behind this wheel because we're really going to need it. We start painting this wheel. We're going to have this foliage. We're going to have this to cast those light spokes of that wheel, and without it, it's just not going to work. So we're going to get some of that foliage in here. So that's going to make the top of that building shine a little bit more, and kind of make foliage strokes by kind of mucking it up a little bit.
Motion.
Well, motion's a different stroke. That's mucking. We ain't afraid to do that either. That's that dark where I didn't really like. I'm going to change that just a little bit. Shadow hitting on that tree, coming on that branch right up under there, it cuts off. You know, guys, like we more fun than this. We're just drawing pictures with a paintbrush, telling stories. If you had a place like this, you could go and picnic. You think you take your family for a Sunday drive, about 30 minutes, load up the kids, let them run around and play this little pond, and sit out there with your wife and do some sparking, and you know, put the romance back into it. Don't put too much though, then women get excited, you know. You have to carry it through. That ain't no fun. Yeah. Okay, now we'll add a little bit of color to that. Grab my ultramarine blue, and I'm going to grab some of this phthalo green and put in here with it. Sap green, and try to just get some leaf color in there a little bit, or tree. There we go. A little bit of foliage color in here, and up in here a little bit. grab some of that burnt sienna, mix that in there with it. That's gonna give you kind of like a fall leaf color with a still green, but it's just not a flat green. How many different colors we put into this? Bunches, tons of colors. We don't care how clean. If you don't want to, I'm cleaning my brush. There, got all the, see it's got that mookie on the side, just look at that. Cleans your brush up. Just lose the stroke a little bit. Man, that guy's good. Let's grab a little bit of yellow ochre and put in here with this, mix all that together. A little more. There we go. Ultramarine blue is getting back in our dark. It's easy to get out of your dark. It just disappears so quick. Mix that yellow ochre with that ultramarine blue and those other colors that are right down below it. Just want to keep those darks in there. Can't lose. I got to have that to get what I'm going to do behind this wheel. Straighten this archway up just a little bit. That's actually an arch, and I want that to look like an arch when we're done. And that's going to be there. Just to the dark under here, and keep our shape, identify our shape a little bit. We'll work on this. We'll work on these. It's hanging over the roof, so I'm gonna cast a shadow right across there. That's half the fun, is playing with this stuff. Got some more lights in there, the dark shadows behind those trees, branch coming off in somewhere. Some good tree color. Dark tree coming up back here, let's put it in there. Dark down here. Dark out here. We have the dark that's gonna be up here under the rocks. Again, I'm just trying to get my darks back in where I want it. We'll be looking underneath this, so we're gonna see the dark under here. We're still drawing, we're still playing, we're still slapping it on here. Let's see what happens. Y'all can.